Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Under the Gun. I am Jon Friedberg, and I have a special episode this week coming at you live from the Bike, the bicycle casino here in Los Angeles. Actually, I think it's in Bell Gardens, California, which technically is Los Angeles, not the part of LA that you typically enjoy doing fun things in, but there's some great poker here. And anyway, so I'm here at the Bike, and the Legends of Poker WPT event is underway. And so being that it's a new season and there's a lot of new changes going on at the WPT, I thought it would be great to invite on none other than the president of the WPT himself, Mr. Adam Pliska, along with Kimberly Lansing, who many of you remember is the beautiful girl that has done a lot of work with the WPT in the past, and now currently she is the new sort of face of the WPT. Not quite sure what her exact title is, but anyway, she is now the pretty lady that you're going to see on TV associated with the WPT, as well as, of course, the Royal Flush Girls. But Kimberly and Adam will be here. I'm going to ask them what we can expect from the WPT in the next, events to come, and when it's going to be on TV, and all those other good changes, as well as some other thing that they're doing this year, which is called the Raw Deal. It's a new position that they're auditioning for, and I had my own experience with that, which I'm going to talk to them about, and it's pretty humiliating. But anyway, real quickly, let me just give a couple announcements. I'm not going to be doing Am I an Idiot today because, again, we're here, we're out of the studio, we don't have all our equipment here. And secondly, I'll give a quick update on my Under the Gun challenge. I did play a couple of sessions before I came out to LA. I don't have all the graphs and everything handy, but I will say I'm now up 3,000 on the challenge. I don't quite remember exactly how much I won this week, but I did have another couple profitable sessions. Been doing really well on that challenge, but we'll have a lot more details on that next week. Anyway, so again, we're here at the Bike, and WPT Legends of Poker is about to start. So let me get on the president, Adam, and, of course, beautiful Kimberly. Kimberly and Adam, thank you so much for coming onto the show. We're here at the Bike, getting ready for the first event of Season 9 of the WPT.
Second.
Number 2.
Yeah. Oh, second event.
Bellagio Cup.
Of course, of course. I forgot about the Bellagio Cup. I was thinking the Bellagio Cup was the last event of Season 8, but I guess I'm confusing that with the 25K event.
Exactly.
Of course.
Yep.
So what can we look forward to here at Season 9 in the WPT?
Well, WPT has made some significant changes you've probably been reading about. We have a number of new elements that you're going to see on the show. Very excited when the show comes out in January. I think you're going to see some positive changes. One of the biggest changes is that we have a new anchor position that is brand new to poker television, and it's kind of our central hub. And we're delighted to say, she's standing right next to me right here,
yes.
Kimberly Lansing.
Well, we all remember Kimberly Lansing, and it's great to have you back.
It's great to be back.
Kind of like the main pretty face of the show now.
Well,
awesome.
That's very kind of you.
Yes.
Thank you, John. Well, I do a little bit more than I did a couple years ago, which is really exciting for me because before it was like mainly, on RoyalPokerTour.com and then a little bit of stuff on the show, but now it's like kind of a whole new machine, really. And I'm presenting new themes for the show and player backgrounds and just a lot of like really cool stuff that we've never done before, and it's kind of what I wanted to do a few years ago.
Yeah, to find a place where you give context. Some of the other elements that we're bringing into this that people are taking note of is we have, when you're seeing Mike and Vince here on the first day of every event, and that adds a lot of excitement. We have the Royal Flush Girls who've started to pick up a lot of press.
It's Adam's favorite part.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I'm not going to talk about my favorite part. But, and in addition to that, one of the more we're here at the Bike. We're looking for a new role for a segment that we're calling the Raw Deal. where someone is going to do some critique, kind of look at some plays that are made, maybe call out, be a little controversial maybe, give their own little opinion. So that's going to be very important. And then something else that we're really happy about is that we're taping from day one. So viewers are going to be able to see players in some great action right from the beginning, and that's going to be incorporated in it. And Kimberly's role as the central hub of the show to put that context and let us know, what's been going on, so it's not just that final table, is a real exciting change for us.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you say you're filming from day one, are you talking about cameras surrounding tables, or are you talking about a feature table where you're showing hole cards and everything each day of the tournament?
No, we're not doing that. We have a camera going throughout the tournament, kind of picking up storylines, what's going on at each table, because we found that, it's directly connected to who ends up at that final table. And so we kind of get an idea, because viewers sometimes don't realize that we have a tournament going on for 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just some random final table that everyone got to in a couple hours. So.
Well, I can tell you they don't realize that, and that what that correlates to is them jumping in a poker game and moving all in with the 7-deuce, not realizing that at a final table you can justify doing that in certain instances. So it's kind of good for the poker community as players.
Yeah.
That the people watching don't really see the storyline building up to it, but as viewers, I think it's really cool that we can now understand more about how each of the 6 contestants
Right. But you guys have nothing to worry about.
Of course not.
But that's absolutely right. And the other thing is, you're a player at a WPT event. The chances that you are going to now have more television time, be able to meet Mike and Vince and Kimberly, who's here from also day one, the Royal Flush Girls, have that entire WPT experience is something we're really happy.
Maybe even meeting the president of the company as well.
Yes, that's right. That's right. I am not the president of the United States. I am the president.
Although I kind of think he looks a little bit like the president of the United States.
That's crazy.
He's
I
not.
don't see it at all. It's really another great thing that we're doing is we're featuring some of the really younger players, people who are, play like really high, high stakes cash games, and who've been around for like a year, but they're like unbelievable and so talented. And some of those kids who you wouldn't typically see on another show, we're kind of showing who they are as people and as poker players, and it's really exciting because the lives that they live are quite different than the average Schmo.
That's right. And also, their influence, they're changing the game, how the game is played, to be able to incorporate that and show kind of the evolution. One of the things that WPT has in its favor is it has a history of evolving and innovating, and as we focus on the new players and as they innovate the game, we're happy to show what's that changes and the changes that are going on.
Now, as I understand it, Party Poker, or now Party Gaming, purchased WPT, this television or the licensing company, the company. What exactly was the purpose of that? And
so Party Gaming had a long-standing relationship with WPT for years. They'd been our sponsor internationally. We had a great relationship with them. In November, they bought the assets of the WPT company, and we have it's been terrific. They've invested a lot of time and resources. I think it's some of the changes that you're seeing to really update the TV show. We say it's a new day for us, and I think their focus has been let's take a great product that we have and continue to build one of the biggest brands in poker. And so that's what we're doing, and that's what they've been doing. That's their goal with all this.
Okay, sounds cool. So let's rewind a little bit, and you were talking about this raw deal thing, and you were having auditions for, which unfortunately...
He's not aware that you were in.
Oh, he's not? Okay, well, Kimberly knows. I said this on Twitter, I said it on Facebook.
He auditioned.
I'm ashamed to say I auditioned for the raw deal and absolutely choked it. I walked in there and completely just... forgot what all the additions that I made to the script, and I was looking at the script and Mike and Vince, and I didn't know where to look, and completely did terrible in it. What was the overall outcome for that, the result? Did most of the people go in and kill it, or did you find that not as many people were qualified as you liked, or
So,
how did that go for you?
First of all, being in television for a long time, I can say that's part of the secret we can't reveal yet. We still have callbacks. We're still looking at that. The producers are reviewing, but I wouldn't worry if you feel like I went in and choked it. So much in when we come to auditioning is the talent comes in, they're geared to come in and kill the interview, and we walk out, they feel like they did a bad job, but we recognize they had something, they had a spark, the way that they conversed.
They have a show that you can go back and reference to see their real I understand. Okay,
we take bribes too.
Oh, do you?
That helps. That
Donuts.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Spaghetti bolognese.
So let me ask you this: the Legends of Poker event this year is a $5,000 buy-in, which is lower than what it was in the last few years, right? It was $10K before. What are the buy-ins going to look like for other events on the WPT this year? Are they all coming down, or just some of them?
No, you're going to see, WPT is very sensitive to our casino partners. We realize what works for one casino is not going to work necessarily for everyone else. And, for some people it's the issue of the economy. For some people it's keeping those numbers and being able to call out a $15,000 or $10,000 event. And so you're going to see a varied package, which to me is also great. It gives more opportunities for people to play.
And are they all going to be televised? Like even I understand there's a $3,500 buy-in at Borgata next month. Will that be televised as well, the final table?
Main televised events there will be a series of televised events, but there will be non-televised events throughout. We've had non-televised events in Europe, and there will be a number of non-televised events coming in the U.S. and will be announced hopefully shortly as well.
Okay. And what is the TV schedule? When will we be seeing this? These great new episodes aired on TV, and where?
That will be in January, and I'm looking at the person who tells me that I cannot speak and tell you more than that at the moment.
But can I say, I saw a couple clips and I think it looks awesome.
You can say that.
Right before I came in here.
Okay,
right before I came in here, I saw a couple clips and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. It's gonna look great.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to that in January, and thank you so much, Ada, for coming on the show.
Much.
Kimberly,
good to see
great
you
to have
again.
you back, and nice to see you. Thank you both so much.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Under the Gun. I will be back in our studio next week, and we'll have more details on my Under the Gun challenge, as well as Am I an Idiot? Also, last night, somebody pointed out to me that I had 999 followers on Twitter, and they said, how are you going to pick the lucky person that I'm going to be selecting once I hit 1,000 followers for a free poker lesson? And I said, that's a pretty good question. I'm really not quite sure yet. Anyway, this morning I was at 1,001 followers, so I have now hit 1,000 followers, and I will now be randomly selecting one person for a free poker lesson by none other than myself. Anyway, back in the studio next week. You guys have a good week. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you then.